Well, I just spent a couple of hours here at Mayport looking at the frigates that are scheduled to be decommissioned over the next 5 years. There are 13 frigates here at Mayport. 7 of those have been scheduled to be decommissioned by the Navy. But I was with Gene Taylor, who's a member of Congress from Mississippi, and he's chairman of the Sea Power Subcommittee. And so I think, number one, it's an honor to host him in my district because he's in charge of all the ships around the world. And he's very interested in seeing that the life of these frigates is extended rather than decommission them. Their life can be extended for another 10 years. If we're going to try to get to a 300-ship Navy, then it seems like we have to commission some new ships or stop decommissioning the old ships. I also had a chance to look at the littoral combat ship, which is really the future of the Navy. The Independence is right here in Mayport today, and it's going to go down on operations. We also talked to the leaders about Mayport becoming nuclear capable, showed Gene Taylor that whole situation, and that's moving along very well. So that's why I'm here today, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
So it's a big consideration for the nuclear carrier, the turning basin. You have to dredge it 2 to 3 feet deeper.
Well, we've already put the money in the budget to do the dredging for the carrier basin. That's good news. That money is in the bank. That work will start sometime in September. There's already money in the bank to do the wharf upgrades for the maintenance wharf. So we're well on our way to making Mayport nuclear capable.
Any other? Would it hurt us to lose our fast frigate? I don't know. Squadron.
Well, there are 13 frigates that are homeported here at Mayport, and the Navy has discussed decommissioning 7 of those frigates, which would have an impact here on Jacksonville. There are about 200 sailors on each one of those frigates. So if we could extend the life of those for another 5 to 10 years, it would help us maintain the kind of Navy we need to maintain. In fact, some of those ships, if they are decommissioned, they'll be sold to places like Pakistan and India, and they'll probably have another 20 or 30 years life left in them. So it makes sense if we want to maintain this 300-ship Navy that we not decommission the frigates, but eventually they'll be replaced by the littoral combat ships, which really are the future of the Navy.
Any other dollars that we're in need of or hoping to get out of our federal budget to prepare Mayport for that nuclear carrier?
Well, as I said, there is already money in this year's budget that's in the bank to do the dredging. There's money in the bank to do the wharf upgrades, and the Navy has put the rest of the money in the next 5-year plan. There'll be some planning money that comes next year. There'll be some roads that will be built here. The big item is what's called a control industrial facility, and that's a nuclear maintenance facility, and that will come later. But the money is in the 5-year plan. We're well on our way. The folks from Norfolk still beat on their chest from time to time and say this is too expensive, but I think that's a lot of politics, a lot of theatrics, a lot of re-election. We're well on our way. The Chief of Naval Operations has made it very clear that Mayport needs to be nuclear capable. We need to homeport a carrier here, and that's what we're going to do.
With every new step that is taken to prepare Mayport, is it making it more difficult for Norfolk to really put up a fight to try and keep the ships in Virginia?
Well, every day that goes by, the decision is more and more secure. Again, there was a 218-page environmental impact study. There was a record of decision. It was further reviewed by the Quadrennial Defense Review, and so that decision is final. The Chief of Naval Operations is very clear this is something we ought to do. So I think we're well on our way, and every day that goes by, that decision is more and more in place.
When do you expect the nuclear carrier to be parked here? What year?
Well, it depends on when they decide to bring one in. It's probably a 3 to 5 year plan to do all the upgrades, to build a controlled maintenance facility, to build the roads and the parking garages, and all the final wharf upgrades. So it's in the 5-year plan now, so that's probably at a good time frame. It could actually come here before everything was finally done. But I think within the next 5 years, we're going to see a nuclear carrier sail into Mayport to be its home port.
Did he have any interest in NAS when you're out here? Does he care about, I guess you always care, but is NAS anything new there? You guys talked about it all, or is it all just Mayport?
Well, let me tell you, NAS Jacksonville is just going gangbusters. The largest facility that the Navy's ever built. For all the P3s and the P8s, we're going to be headquartered there. There's a new helicopter hangar there. They're expanding the hospital. There's a lot of work going on in NAS, but Mayport, you can see just by being here how strategic this place is. Right on the mouth of the St. Johns River, access to deep water right away. You don't have to go up a channel. You don't have to do anything but turn your ship around and you're in deep water, and that makes Mayport just strategically very, very valuable.